A blonde boy is lying on a river bank incredibly bored. Nearby, some delinquents start beating up another boy with glasses while he is crying. The blonde boy, called Izeoi, gets up and starts throwing rocks at the bullies with incredible force. While he's laughing, both the bullies and their victim run away in a panic. Suddenly, an envelope addressed to Izeoi falls from the sky towards him. Somewhere else, in a traditional Japanese house, a black-haired girl called Asuka finds a similar envelope in her room. In a futuristic park, a girl with short brown hair called Kasukabe is relaxing with the birds. Suddenly, a cat brings her an envelope. The letter inside reads that it's for those who are troubled and have extraordinary powers. If they want to see how far those powers will take them, they need to give up on their families, friends, and possessions to come to a place called Little Garden. Reading the letter, all three who received it are transported to another world. Falling through the air, everyone lands in the middle of a lake and they get to know each other. A blue-haired rabbit girl who is hiding behind a tree intends to surprise them, but Izeoi notices her and destroys the tree, surprising her instead. The girl's name is Black Rabbit, and she welcomes them to Little Garden. She explains the special powers they possess, called gifts, have been given to them by various gods, demons, spirits, or stars. Gift games are competitive games where people with gifts compete. There are also different communities the players can join. Black Rabbit offers the three to join her community, but first she wants to test them with a simple game. It's a game where they have to pick a face card among a standard deck of face-down playing cards. She reveals she is something called a Judge Master, which means nobody can break the rules of a game when she is around. The three agree to her conditions and sign a contract. Demanding to inspect the cards, they see that there is nothing wrong with them. When the game starts, Izeoi hits the table hard, flipping some of the cards over. Black Rabbit is surprised, but he is not cheating, since the rules only say they have to pick a card from the table. Asuka and Kasukabe each pick one of the flipped face cards and win, while Izeoi flips one of the face-down cards, revealing it as a face card. He reveals he has memorized the positions of every card on the table and also wins the game. Black Rabbit, together with Kasukabe and Asuka, meet a blue-haired boy called Jin in front of a temple gate. Black Rabbit notices Izeoi is missing and the other two tell them he split off, wanting to go see the edge of the world. As her hair turns pink, Black Rabbit starts running, searching for Izeoi. Jin leads Asuka and Kasukabe through the gate to show them around. He says the rabbits, like Black Rabbit, are aristocrats and servants of the founder of Little Garden. Jin tells them that this place is populated by gods, demons, spirits, animal-human hybrids, and regular humans. At the waterfall at the end of the world, Black Rabbit finds Izeoi. A gigantic serpent emerges from the water, revealed to be a water god who Izeoi challenged to a gift game. He bet that he will survive a water attack from the serpent, and he easily does it easily. Arrogantly, he jumps in the air and defeats the serpent with one kick. At a cafe, Asuka and Kasukabe talk with Jin. They hit it off and Kasukabe reveals she can understand and talk to different animals. They are interrupted by a large blonde man with sharp teeth. His name is Galdo, and he is the leader of the Forest Garo community. Back at the waterfall, Black Rabbit takes a water tree sapling with her, and Izeoi tells her he noticed she was hiding something from them. Black Rabbit admits her community is in trouble. She explains that communities are like countries, each possessing a name and a flag. Up until a few years ago, her community was flourishing, but in one night they were wiped out by a demon lord and lost their name and flag, becoming the no-names. Except Jin and Black Rabbit, who are the leaders, all the other remaining members of their community are children. Back at the restaurant, Galdo asks the girls if they want to join Forest Garo, telling them that Jin's community is extremely weak. He explains that if a demon lord challenges someone to a gift game, they can't refuse, which is what happened to the no-name community. At the waterfall, Black Rabbit bows her head to Izeoi, asking him to help her in the no-names. Izeoi agrees to help, thinking it sounds interesting. Back at the restaurant, Asuka declines Galdo's invitation, explaining that she left her privileged life behind and isn't interested in joining another privileged community. Kasukabe also declines, saying she only came to Little Garden to make friends. When Asuka tells her she will be her first friend, Kasukabe is happy. Asuka orders Galdo to tell her how Forest Garo won all the games they participated in. She forces him to admit they would kidnap the women and children of other communities to blackmail them into playing a gift game with their community at stake. He also says he killed all the children because they annoyed him, disposing of their corpses so there is no evidence left behind. Asuka releases her power and Galdo, enraged, turns into a huge tiger. Before he is able to attack them, Kasukabe somehow restrains him. Asuka proposes that Galdo plays a gift game against them. The winning community will continue to exist while the losers community will be destroyed. Later, when Black Rabbit and Izayoi return, Black Rabbit is shocked when she hears what happened. Izayoi says he won't be participating in the game since he didn't have anything to do with Galdo. Later, Black Rabbit takes the three of them to one of the branches of Thousand Eyes, a large trading community where they will get their gifts examined. While they are walking, Black Rabbit reveals she has summoned the three of them from 3 different parallel worlds. They reach a mansion, and a white-haired girl excitedly runs towards them, hugging Black Rabbit. Calming down, the girl welcomes them to her mansion, explaining she is a senior official at Thousand Eyes and her name is Shirayasha. Shirayasha also says she was the one who made the snake at the Waterfall of God. Hearing how strong she is, Izayoi, Asuka, and Kasukabe get interested in fighting her. Shirayasha calmly says she doesn't mind playing a game and teleports them all to a mountainous wasteland surrounded by a forest. She tells them she is actually a former demon lord who holds authority over the sun. Pointing to a griffin flying around one of the mountains, she explains that one of them has to ride on the griffin's back and fly once around the lake to win the game. Kasukabe volunteers immediately. At first, the griffin is unwilling to let Kasukabe ride him, but she makes a deal with him that he can eat her if she falls off while they're flying. The griffin agrees and she climbs on its back. The griffin takes off with amazing force, but Kasukabe keeps hanging on while he accelerates and performs maneuvers in the air. Kasukabe hangs on, finally completing a full circle around the mountain, but then falls unconscious, slipping off the griffin's back. Suddenly, the medallion around her neck starts glowing and she walks on air, returning to the ground safely. She reveals her gift is gaining abilities from the creatures she has become friends with. When the griffin acknowledged her as her friend, she received his ability to fly. Kasukabe explains that she wasn't born with her gift, but that it came from the wooden medallion her father gave her when she was sick in the past. As the game ends, Shirayasha gives all 3 of them gift cards, which they can use to store their gifts. Later, Black Rabbit and Jin take Izayoi, Asuka, and Kasukabe to the no-name community's territory. It's a wasteland filled with ruins, dead trees, and infertile land. Somewhere else, a winged blonde girl bites Galdo, giving him the gift of the beast. At the no-name's territory, Black Rabbit places the water sapling in the middle of a stone structure, where it starts generating water, filling the basin surrounding the structure. Jin says they will be more independent of the other communities, since they have their own water source now. Black Rabbit shows them to the no-name's mansion, where everyone spends the night. That night, some people from For's Garo community arrive, and they beg Izayoi to destroy their community, because they claim how Galdo is mistreating them and they want revenge. Izayoi promises them Jin will take care of it. Talking to Jin later, Izayoi explains to him that it would be good for their community if they presented him as a great and famous leader. If they do that, they will attract more people who would want to help them fight against the demon lords. Jin tells him a powerful former demon lord who left the no-name community is currently owned as a slave by someone from Thousand Eyes. The next day, the group arrives at a house overgrown with trees, visiting Galdo. They find a contract which says the gift game will be defeating him with a specific weapon. With no other clues, they search the nearby forest. Suddenly, Kasukabe feels Galdo's presence in a large rundown mansion and they head there. Since the contract says nobody outside can watch the game, Black Rabbit and Izayoi can't join them. As Asuka, Kasukabe, and Jin enter the mansion, a door swings open and Galdo, in the form of a large white tiger, enters. Jin notices a silver cross-shaped sword embedded in a wall and concludes that's the weapon they have to defeat him with. Galdo attacks and Kasukabe manages to hold him off. Asuka, using her power, orders Jin to run away, but he carries her outside along with him. Inside, Kasukabe manages to pick up the sword and starts fighting Galdo. Outside, Asuka orders Jin to stop. He believes that a vampire has turned Galdo into a kind of beast and made him stronger. Bloodied and limping, Kasukabe appears behind them. She says she couldn't defeat Galdo and faints. Determined, Asuka takes the sword and heads towards the mansion. Lighting the mansion on fire, Asuka appears before Galdo. She challenges him to a fight, leading him into the forest. Using her power, she orders the tree branches to restrain him. When Galdo frees himself, Asuka orders her sword to give her more power. As Galdo runs towards her, she stabs him directly into his forehead, making him dissolve into ashes. As dawn breaks, Black Rabbit takes the wounded Kasukabe back to the no-name's mansion. The people from For's Garo notice Galdo has died and gather around Izayoi, who tells them that Jin defeated Galdo and that he will return them their pride, flag, and name. Jin asks them for their help with defeating the demon lords in the future, and everyone rejoices. At the no-name's mansion, Kasukabe is sleeping and recovering. The next day, Black Rabbit tells Izayoi about Letitia, her friend who was enslaved when the no-names were attacked. When Black Rabbit leaves to make tea, Izayoi notices a wing girl was listening to their conversation from outside and she enters through the window. Izayoi notices she was the one who helped Galdo and the girl attacks him. Hearing the commotion, Black Rabbit, Jin, and Asuka enter the room, saying the blonde girl is actually Letitia. Letitia tells them she made Galdo more powerful because she wanted to test them to see how strong they are. She originally wanted to convince Black Rabbit to disband their community because of how hard it would be to recover it. But now that Izayoi has made Jin famous, they have no choice but to stick to their plan. The next day, Shirayasha is visited by Laius, the smug leader of the Perseus community. Laius was the one who enslaved Letitia and now intends to sell her off. Letitia ran away from him and Shirayasha was hiding her for a while, but now Laius threatens to attack the no-names as retribution. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.